What's going on? Today I'll be ranking the top 16 picks in that NFL draft. I'll be grading each pick on on what I think the team should have done, if they did what's best for them, and so on. So we'll get started. Starting off with the Bengals, it, obviously they were going to pick Joe Burrow, so I give them an A. and this was an easy pick for them, so you just move on quickly. Chase Young, I give the Redskins an A minus. I don't give them an A because if I were the Redskins, I would have really considered trading out of this pick and getting a lot of assets for Chase Young. But I still give him an A minus because Chase Young looks like an absolute beast, and I could definitely see him being a type of guy that you could build your whole defense around. So getting a what it looks like to be a generational talent deserves an A minus, but I think it would have made a lot of sense for them to trade down and get like maybe two, three first round picks, maybe a second round, get a lot of assets for him. The Lions, this is similar to Chase Young. I think the Lions definitely wanted Jeff Okudah, but if I were them, I would have really tried to trade down to like the seventh pick or the ninth pick because Okudah could have definitely slid that far. But I saw a lot that the Lions were trying their best to trade down, so obviously they couldn't do that, so they had to pick him at number three. It's a little bit of it's a little higher than what I would think Okudah should go, but he's still great. He's still by far the best corner in the draft, so I give it an A minus. Now this is the first pick that I really did not like at all. The Giants got Andrew Thomas with the fourth pick, which I ranked Andrew Thomas as my fourth best O tackle in the draft. And the Giants picked him fourth overall. I'm I just don't know how they picked him over Isaiah Simmons, Tristan Wirfs, Jedrick Wills. Like, I, if they really wanted Andrew Thomas, I just don't understand why they wouldn't just trade down to like the ninth, 10th pick, even because you're definitely going to be able to get him at like around there, and you can get some really good pieces, whether it's draft picks or even like a good player. It just seemed way too high. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be a bad player for them, but this is just way too high for him. The Dolphins, I love this pick for the Dolphins. Tua has so much upside. Way more. I'm really glad the Dolphins picked Tua over Herbert because there were some mock drafts that said that they would get Herbert, but I think I would much rather have Tua over Herbert. He has way more upside. He is riskier, but I think it's worth the risk. I think this guy could be a Pro Bowler every year. His injury problems are a little bit concerning, but I think it's worth the risk at number five. I mean, you have to remember that last year the Dolphins were tanking for Tua, and they even had a better year than most people, including myself, thought they would have, and they still were able to get Tua. Like this guy was supposed to be the lock at number one, but before Joe Burrow had his incredible season. So getting him at number five is an absolute steal. Justin Herbert. Um, so I think he's pretty safe. I don't see him with a lot of upside. So I give the Chargers a solid B plus. They need a quarterback big time, and I number six seems high to me, but maybe the Chargers tried to trade down and just couldn't. So they like it was obvious they wanted this guy. So getting him at number six seems a little bit too high, but they got the guy they wanted, so you can't really be too mad at them. Derek Brown is another solid B plus. I'm really surprised I didn't get Isaiah Simmons here because I just think I personally think Isaiah Simmons is the second best defensive player in the draft behind Chase Young, and then Jeff Okuda's 3, Derek Brown 4. And so I have no problem with the Panthers getting Derek Brown. He's a great player, but I just think Isaiah Simmons would have been the better pick for them. And then the Cardinals got Isaiah Simmons. I give them an A. The Cardinals had their choices of Isaiah Simmons, Jedrick Wills, and Tristan Wirfs. Those are 3 guys that they would have been thrilled with, and they could have chose any 3 of them. So I'm sure they had some troubles deciding which one to choose. I would have been good with all of them because I think all of them helped them just so much. But I'm glad they picked Isaiah Simmons. This guy could be a superstar, an all-pro. I think there's a solid chance he can win Rookie of the Year, even Defensive Rookie of the Year. Jaguars, this one makes no sense to me because they drafted C.J. Henderson over guys like Tristan Wirfs, Jedrick Wills, CeeDee Lamb, and Jerry Jeudy, all guys that would have helped them so much, and in my opinion, are just way better and way more valuable. And the crazy thing is that they have a later first round pick. They could have easily got a corner that, in my opinion, could be better than him, like Christian Fulton or Trevon Diggs. And who knows, maybe C.J. Henderson would have fell to them. So I don't like this pick. Like, I understand they need a corner, but they could have easily just got him, even maybe in the second round, because there's still 2, in my opinion, 2 of the 5 corners available still that didn't even go in the first round. So I don't like this pick at all. I think C+ is even too generous. So the Browns getting Jedrick Wills, I mean, as long as they got Tristan Wirfs or Jedrick Wills, this would have been a great pick for them, and they got Jedrick Wills. So if you're a Browns fan, you got to be thrilled with this. The Jets, Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton's a really good out tackle. I don't have like him at 11. If this was going to a team like the Buccaneers, for example, I would give it like a B+, A-. But the Jets, I can't believe they didn't get Jerry Jeudy. Honestly, everything I read said they would even trade up for Jerry Jeudy. They didn't even have to move, and they still didn't get him. I mean, at this point, if you're a Jets fan, I just want some. I'm not a Jets fan, but if I was, I would just want some excitement. And I feel like all the Jets fans were pumped up to get a wide receiver, and they just like even get Tristan Wirfs. Like I don't love it. It's not. It could be a B-. Like it's clear why they did it. It's to protect Sam Darnold because he's their whole future, but you also need to give him some weapons too. So I would have liked it more if they got Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb or even Tristan Wirfs. So the Raiders, Henry Ruggs, they needed a wide receiver, and everyone knew they were going to get a wide receiver. But again, in my opinion, Ruggs is the 3rd best wide receiver in this draft. He's super fast, but besides that, I think Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb are just better than him in every aspect of being a wide receiver. So I don't love the pick, but they get like a solid B-, B around there because they do need a wide receiver, and this guy is still really good. So I don't hate the pick, but I just would have rather had them get CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy. Was it A+? The Buccaneers, like, this guy could easily be the best O tackle in the whole draft, and they got him at like the 13th pick, I think. Yeah, 13th pick, which is an absolute steal for them. They've gotten so much better in this offseason, and this just helps them even more. The Buccaneers are looking better and better every single day. Now I think the 49ers had one of the most disappointing first rounds out of all the teams because they traded DeForest Buckner for this pick. and drafted a D tackle. Like, do they really think Kinlaw is going to be better than DeForest Buckner? Like, it's not like Buckner's old. I can't believe they didn't get Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb. Like, they need a wide receiver. That would have made so much sense. I I just don't get this pick. And with their later pick, they could have still got like AJ Epinesa or the Blaylock from TCU, one of those two guys, which is still pretty good, defensive lineman. Because at this point, they have so many good D linemen. I would have definitely got a wide receiver here. Now the Broncos, I can't believe Jared Jeudy fell to the Broncos. They needed to pick him at this point. Wide receiver is not their number one need, but when there's a guy like Jerry Jeudy available for you, then you have to pick him at number at like 15, I think. Like this guy could easily be a top 10 talent. Falcons, I get I get I give the Falcons a B for this pick because they do need a corner, like really badly. And CeeDee Lamb being there, obviously he fell really far, but wide receiver is kind of the last thing they need. So I don't know. AJ Terrell this high is a reach, but I do really like his game. But looking at how the draft turned out, the Falcons probably aren't thrilled with this pick, considering that there's still very, very good corners available. Two corners that could easily be better than Terrell, Trevon Diggs, and Christian Fulton that are available in the second round. So I give this a B. It's not a terrible pick because it is a position they really, really need. And this guy could be, this guy could easily be the second best corner in the draft. So I'll give him a B. So that's the first pick to the 16th pick in the NFL draft. I'll grade the rest in my next video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.